Shep, what do you think?
I don't know, Aliens and Predators 3 with Eddie Murphy, Danny DeVito, and Arnold Schwarzenegger. They're all of them are all hanging out together in like inside the womb of somebody. They're having triplets, and then they all come out as aliens.
And Danny Glover. You
Um,
got to throw Danny Glover in
and
there.
Right.
Danny Glover is on a giant like toilet flying in the sky. Yeah, that's how much I think Aliens and Predators 3 is going to happen. So,
Hey, AMC, love the show and never miss an episode. Well, thank you so much, Jesse. My question is about Edge of Tomorrow. Do you think it's a good idea for Warner Brothers to change the title to Live, Die, Repeat before it's released on DVD and Blu-ray later this year? Personally, I think the studio should have stayed with its original title, All You Need Is Kill. Thanks, and keep up with the good work. Somebody wrote in a question and asked, who I think it was one of the live Twitter questions, and asked, "Hey guys, did you hear? What do you think about Warner Brothers changing the title of Edge of Tomorrow to Live, Die, Repeat?" And I had seen the box art, the Blu-ray box art for Edge of Tomorrow, and I'll bring it up here. And I had seen this picture, and as he says, "Live, Die, Repeat," and that's always kind of been the slogan of the film, "Live, Die, Repeat." But at the bottom, you see that it says "Cruise, Blunt, Edge of Tomorrow." So somebody tweeted in to the live show yesterday and said, "What do you think about them changing the title of the film to Live, Die, Repeat?" And I was like, "Oh, silly viewer. Silly viewer. They didn't change the name of the movie. That's just the box art." Let me bring it up again. That's just the box art. Lots of box art. This is not uncommon for a DVD or a Blu-ray release to have its box art come out and have something other than the title of the film be dominant on the cover. And so I said, look, it's Live, Die, Repeat. That's just the slogan. But you see at the bottom there, it says a Cruise, Blunt, Edge of Tomorrow. The movie's still called Edge of Tomorrow. You silly viewer. No, so naive, thinking they changed the name of the movie. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Well, turns out they did change the name of the movie. Because I believe I had a lot of people notify me that, hey, actually, if you go to the iTunes store, and I think on Amazon as well, the movie is actually listed as Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow. Silly viewer. And I look like a jackass again. It is probably the worst marketing campaign, the most botched marketing campaign for a film I have ever seen, that I have personally ever seen. They so misrepresented that movie and made that movie look like a big piece of existential voyage into the mind. This is not the end. It's just introspective, philosophical, journey into the soul of the eye. That's what these trailers look like. And the movie looks stupid. It looked like a bad version of Oblivion, and Oblivion was already pretty damn bad on its own. And that's what it looked like. It looked like an Oblivion sequel. And it just looked horrible. They botched that campaign. Because I went to go see the movie, and we talked about this on the show before, but I went to go see that movie, and holy crap, it was nothing like the trailers. It was fun, and it was funny, and it was high energy, high octane. It was creative. It was not the movie they made it look like in their botched marketing campaign. It was a damn good summer film. And I applaud them for it. They did a terrific job making that film. But they did one of the worst jobs in history of marketing it.
Why can't a Civil War movie happen? The same reasons that you can't see Spider-Man in the Avengers. Now, let's play a little game here. I'm going to play Marvel, all right? And Dennis here is going to play Sony. So Dennis, ironically enough, wearing the red shirt, he owns Spider-Man. And now we're thinking about making a movie together, putting their character into one of my movies, all right? What then starts to happen is a breakdown of this movie will never get made. Because even if they wanted to make it, whenever they get a draft of the script, Dennis is going to come to me and whine and complain, like the Asian American he is. He's going to come to me and whine and complain about hey, wait a minute, in this scene, it looks like Spider-Man isn't as tough as Captain America. Rewrite that scene. Oh, wait a minute, now in this scene, why does Dr. Banner have the better dialogue than Peter Parker? I want that scene changed. And me, being the stubborn, greedy Italian that I am, I'm gonna go, wait a minute. Why do you want Spider-Man to rescue Thor here? Thor don't need rescuing from Spider-Man, because they're each trying to protect their properties. Because after this is done, Spider-Man's got to go back. And guess what? Spider-Man, when Sony's making Spider-Man movies, they don't want the events in Marvel movies to dictate what they can and can't do in their movies. Because in the Marvel universe, aliens invaded New York. Well, he doesn't want aliens have invaded New York at some point in our history in his movies. So they don't want to have that crossover. Same goes with Fantastic Four, same goes with X-Men. Wait a minute, why doesn't Wolverine save the girl in this scene instead of Black Widow? We want Wolverine to shine, That, they would never be able to get even the script finished. But let's go on to the other thing. The other big problem becomes finances. Now, there is only so much money to go around. So here I am, Marvel, Dennis Sony, and Schnepp Fox.
Everybody's a mutant. Come on, guys, with me. Spider-Man, you're a mutant. Fantastic Four, they're mutants. And they're children, too. Everybody's a mutant.
Why hasn't Disney tried to buy back the rights to X-Men, Spider-Man, and the Fantastic Four so they can include them in the same universe as the Avengers?
Okay, so I've had to address this a couple of times. Spider-Man had just made me almost $1 billion with one Spider-Man movie. With one Spider-Man rebooted movie, I made almost $1 billion worldwide. I made about $2 billion with the previous Spider-Man movies. So look, if I'm going to sell it to you, I got to think, okay, what could I feasibly make profit with the Spider-Man franchise over the next 10 years? Feasibly, I could probably make maybe around $3 billion with Spider-Man. Okay, Marvel, you want Spider-Man back? Give me $3 billion. And here's what Marvel now has to think. Okay, we just made the Avengers without Spider-Man. Are we going to make another $1 billion on top of what we did just by adding Spider-Man? No. We're going to make another $1 billion with the next Avengers, with or without Spider-Man. So that's just for Spider-Man. Now you're talking Fantastic Four, which you could probably get for less than $3 billion, but you're probably paying at least 1.5. Then you're talking about X-Men, and Fox is making so many X-Men type of films. You're probably gonna have to spend another $3 billion on that. So now you're talking about forking up about $7 to $8 billion for these characters you don't need to make money because you're already making money with what you have. It's just the finances of it don't work. So unless they come up with some magical deal, which I don't think is going to happen anytime in the next 5 to 6 to 7 years, it's just not going to happen because the financial realities don't make sense for either of the parties. The graphic novel that changed everything in the world of comics, was Miller's The Dark Knight Returns. That changed a whole perception of Batman, and it ushered in a new era of comic books. I mean, it just changed the whole industry. And of course, The Dark Knight Returns is a one-shot story set in the future, about 30 years. Batman has been retired for a long time. He's still a beast. He comes out of retirement to clean up scum. Superman is sent to stop this vigilante Batman because they don't want vigilantes anymore. And Superman and Batman come to blows, blah, blah, blah. So there's this passage from it, and Harry Lennox comes out and he reads a passage from that comic, and it was amazing. We were just talking about this. You could hear in the reaction from Hall H, a lot of people didn't recognize the passage, but the people who did were gasping. Here's the passage. Harry Lennox comes out, and all he does is he reads this. I want you to remember, Clark, in all the years to come, in all your most private moments, I want you to remember my hand at your throat. I want you to remember the one man who beat you. Now, in The Dark Knight Returns, that is something that Batman says to Superman at the end of their fight, as Batman has beaten Superman and is on him and has him by the throat, and he reads those lines. And there are some people in that hall who recognized it, and they were going, oh my God, and lots of expletives as well. And then at that moment, this logo comes on the screen, the Superman logo with the Batman logo behind it. And the place goes bananas. Absolutely bananas. And in sports terminology, Marvel was there. Look, everybody knows how much we love Marvel.
Yeah.
Avengers, greatest comic book movie of all time. Sorry, Batman Begins and all that kind of stuff, but Avengers is the best one ever. But I'm sorry, and Marvel had lots of stuff there. They had Loki there, and they had the Guardians of the Galaxy there, and they had Captain America there, and they had Thor. They had all this stuff. With one punch, DC and Warner Brothers knocked out Marvel and won Comic-Con with one announcement. Because I'm telling you, some people who are Marvel fanboys, I am both a DC and a Marvel fanboy. So all my fellow Marvel fanboys was, no, that was just one announcement. We had all these great announcements. And there weren't really many announcements, just a lot of great stuff. Now, all this great stuff, that's fine. Sorry, but all anybody at Comic-Con was buzzing about after that announcement was made was Batman and Superman. Now, just a couple of interesting observations here about this. There's some things that we know about this, and I don't think the official press release has gone out yet. Somebody at Warner Brothers slipped me the official press release. And it kind of confirms what we glean from this passage that Lennox read. And in the press release, the words were, the two greatest superheroes of all time, and once again, all due respect to all the great characters and everything in Marvel, it's Batman and it's Superman. Those are the two greatest comic book characters ever. They just are. But this is the two greatest superheroes of all time face off in 2015. That statement, coupled with this passage that they read, this ain't just going to be, hey, Superman meets his newest buddy, Batman, down at the soda shop, and they decide to go out and fight crime together. Nah, this is going to be what we have all been wanting. This is going to be what I have been crying tears for, laying in my bed at night for over 15 years. This is going to be Batman versus Superman. And it's going to be in the context of Superman 2. This is going to be Man of Steel 2. And it's going to be Batman versus Superman. And no doubt it's going to end with them as friends and allies, maybe not close friends, but allies, and probably see the seed sown for a Justice League movie. My mind is exploding. And I have said, I'm going to throw this over to Amy Rose here in a second. I have said forever, and I didn't know that Warner Brothers would think this way. I've been saying they need to. I've been saying you can't start this new cinematic universe with a Wonder Woman standalone. You can't start it with a new Flash standalone or an Aquaman standalone. These characters don't have the grounding to do it, to stand on their own. You need to start with Justice League, or I said, but they'll never do it, you need a Batman versus Superman. But I said they'd never do it. I mean, I never dreamed that they would be that smart. But apparently, they are smart. As smart as me, almost. And we are getting Superman versus Batman. I am, look, you can't see them. I have goosebumps going up and down my arm.